Hi, I'm Rebecca Brand, and these are the Morwie's L1 hand warmers. These are magnetic, and the charge lasts so long. I love to go on fitness walks, and I love to walk through nature. But it's been really chilly, especially in the mornings. I have a real problem with cold hands and cold feet. The circulation just isn't good with my hands and my feet, especially if I'm out in the cold, because the core of me is going to get cold. And if the core gets cold, then all the extremities lose their circulation. So cold weather is really bad for me. But I love to be taking my walks. This is my peaceful time to contemplate. So I bring my Morwie L1s with me. I like to hold them in my hands, and I also like to put them in my pockets. By putting them in my pockets, it keeps my core warm as well. It has 14,000 milliampere hours of capacity. That is a long-lasting battery that's going to provide up to 4 hours of continuous use. And for a good walk for me, that would be 2 hours, so 4 hours is even double my typical time on my outdoor walks. That's how much one full charge will give me. So even if I sit down and rest for a while, that battery is just not going to run out. I love to do a lot of gardening, and with that comes time outside I need to check on what's happening, like for my avocado tree. If it's really cold, I would avoid going outdoors to do that. But with my Morwie hand warmers, the cold is no longer a problem. My hands are going to stay warm, even if I'm using them outside to touch my tree and use my hands. I know I will be able to warm them quickly with my Morwie L1 hand warmers. Because they're magnetic, I can put them together and hold them in one hand. And they also have this really great leash. I can put that around my wrist so I don't drop it. That way I can use my hands quickly while I'm checking out my plants. The exterior is really beautiful. It's scratch resistant with a high-end metallic finish, so it has a beautiful design. It comes with a built-in lanyard, so that way I just have it dangle from my arm so my hands are free. Easy to have near me so I don't lose it. Right back into my hands it goes. The round design is really comfortable to hold in my hand. It feels really good. So taking it around my yard, even to check my bird feeder. Those birds always seem to eat me out of house and home, so I like to check it to see how much feed is left. And I have to get down here in my yard to do that before my hands would get really cold doing these types of activities. I use these every day on my walks and my inspection tours of my yard. Grocery stores are notorious for being really cold. There are many departments with coolers in them. A grocery store always gets my core cold and my hands and feet cold. Shopping and touching all those cold items, like the milk, or getting into the egg department when to look at your eggs, all of that gets my hands really cold really fast because the outside temperature in a grocery store is always so cold, as well as having my hands touch those cold things. I absolutely take my Morwies every single time I go to the grocery store. I have to have them. They take the worry of me getting too cold in a grocery store out of the equation. If I need my hands, I put them in my pockets, I use my hands, but then I have them to hold in my hands as I continue to shop. And the size of it isn't too big, so if I want to grab something like carrots with it, I can do both. And having them hang by that lanyard is handy as well. Having cold feet and hands happens often to people as we get older, but I actually have a syndrome that's an autoimmune disease called Raynaud syndrome. It's very common to have this. You may have it and not even know it. But Raynaud syndrome can be very dangerous if you let your hands and feet get too cold. What happens is, if your feet or hands get too cold, the blood will rush out of your fingers and extremities, and you can have damage if you cannot get your fingers and hands warm fast enough. These are the pictures of people with that condition. This is the same condition I have. These are severe cases, and in fact, if you aren't able to warm up your fingers and hands fast enough, sometimes you lose them to gangrene. And that is a risk I have in my life. Now I'm going to show you what happens to me myself, and this was just in my bathtub. Here are my hands, normal temperature. Here's my hands and here's my feet, because it happens to my toes as well as my hands. Then I poured a lot of ice into the bathtub, and I put my hands and feet in there to chill them down. My whole body is still warm because I'm in a house, so it's not as severe as it could have been, like at a snow resort or in a grocery store. I've had really bad attacks in grocery stores before, but here I am just chilling down my feet and hands. You can already see my toes turning purple in that water. Now I'm going to put them up out of the water and put them on the towel, and now you can see, I can touch them and show you. See, they're purple here. They were getting cold, and that cold means I am not getting blood and circulation to the tips of my toes, and if had it been a very long time, I would have done damage to my toes and my hands. This is why it's so important to keep your hands and feet warm all the time. Even the palms of my hands have turned red very, very fast. I'd only had my hands in that water a short amount of time because I couldn't stand the cold. It just hurt me too much. Not all of us have good circulation, and we must take care to keep our feet and hands warm. And the Morwie hand warmers have helped me so much. And the large charge time makes me know that I'm not going to get hurt by going on my walks or going in the snow or going into grocery stores. I'm not going to damage my hands if they get too cold. It's so important to keep your hands warm, and I know from personal experience. This is how it works. On the inside, there's a display. On the bottom is a button that looks like a flame. And on the top is a button that looks like a battery. To turn it on, you press the fire symbol with a long press, about 2 seconds, and they go on. Now this is calibrated in centigrade. It goes from 45 degrees to 55 degrees just by pressing the fire symbol quickly. You can change how you read the temperature from Celsius to Fahrenheit. Right now it's set to Celsius, so I'm gonna hold it for a long press to change it to Fahrenheit. And there it is. And here's a battery button. I'm pressing it now, and it'll show me the percent of the battery that I have on it, which is great. So you know if you're about to run out, you know about how much time left you have to hang out outside before you need to go inside where it's warm. When you order Morwie hand warmers, this is a box it comes in. Let me show you all sides of the box. This is model L1. I opened the box, and the instructions were right on top. I took them off so you can see how well Morwie had packaged their hand warmers. I'm taking everything out of the box so you can see the box design is constructed well so things wouldn't get damaged during shipping. I laid everything out on a mat on my counter, and I took the plastic off that was protecting the hand warmers. And we see the 2 lanyards on the left, and we see the 2 black connection cords that are USB-C connectors. This is the pink color I had ordered. Here's the top of them. The design is really elegant and beautiful with the metallic look. And here I have flipped them over so you can see what the other side looks like. This is the side with the controls. The on and off button, the battery button, and on this side is where you adjust for the temperature. You have the inside facing up, and there's the outside. And here is the connectors. You just plug in the USB-C right into the Morwie hand warmer, and the other side is a USB-A, and that gets plugged in to charge it. And here's a lanyard it comes with. So you insert the lanyard into the bottom. There's 2 holes there, and it's going to slide right through. You insert it, and then it comes out the other side, and then you pull it. Pull it all the way through, and then you'll make it into a slip knot, which is grabbing the lanyard and pulling that through and tightening it up, and there it's fastened with a very high quality, strong piece of nylon cord. And when I plugged it into the power, immediately it went on. Here it is after being charged 100%. And by pressing the battery button anytime you're using it, you'll know what the charge is. Right now, it's at 100%. And by pressing the flame button, you're able to adjust the heat settings. One very special quality about the Morwie hand warmers is that they heat up very fast. In less than a minute, you'll have the full heat of the temperature you choose. Now this is set to Celsius, and there are 3 settings, low, medium, and high. And by pressing the flame, you can change from the low to the medium to the high temperature. They come in many colors. I have the blue, I have the pink, and I have the purple. On their website, there's also black, so pick the one you like best. Click the link below in the description box to get your Morwie L1 hand warmers. I'm Rebecca Brand. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you subscribe to my channel and ring the bell to get notified of my next video. And let's keep making great recipes in life. And today's recipe is one for your health to keep your hands warm, no matter what the temperature. With Mowrie. I think I'm gonna go back in the backyard. I gotta check on another plant. Doesn't seem to be doing so well. See you next time. If you like this video, here's more over there, including recipes for wonderful hot soups for cold winter days. Just click.